Hey, good afternoon. I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales at Bondi's Enterprise Toyota. Welcome to my Midday Minutes, where passion and purpose collide to solve problems. I hope you're having a great week so far. Again, this week I'm focusing on employee engagement. Employee engagement. Defined that yesterday. What's up, Marianne? How are you? Defined what employee engagement is. Of course, we had a little bit of a storm blow through. Got a little bit more coming, it looks like. Not that bad, though. Still have some sunshine. A short week for us. So we're getting rolling here with the month of September. Had a little Labor Day at home. Hope everybody enjoyed their barbecue or grilling out or whatever the case was. So today I'm going to talk about the hard facts of employee engagement. The hard facts of employee engagement. I call it the hard facts, or I describe it as such, because these are going to be tough. Tough to hear, tough to swallow for anybody who's in a business, anybody who has a job, anybody who owns a business, anybody who works for someone else. This applies to all of us, and it's from my experience that I've developed these topics and ideas, and it's a little bit of a shame. I'm embarrassed to talk about this, actually, but unfortunately, reality sometimes is embarrassing. So let me get into position here. Looks like my crepe myrtle's losing some leaves. Maybe won't be providing much shade after all. So, today's topic, the hard facts of employee engagement. It's not really that hot, just a little humid. Got that tropical weather moving in. I'm ready for the turn for fall and winter. So, today, the hard facts of employee engagement. Let's just summarize yesterday. Yesterday, I defined what employee engagement is. It's three things. Right? It's the level of three things: the level of commitment, the level of passion, and the level of loyalty that an employee has for their work and business. So if you want to monitor employee engagement, you take a poll, as some people other than me have done, and you see, are you passionate about what you do? Are you loyal to the place that you work? And are you committed to the place that you work? And then through all those survey questions on Forbes, I think it was a Gallup poll that I read in a Forbes article, but it said that only 32%, Dave Benson, what's up, buddy? Only 32% of people, of employees, are actually engaged at work. So that means that of all the employees here, all the employees at that business next door, all the employees at that business next door, all the employees at the businesses across the street, maybe you can see that building over there. Of all employees, it was a fairly large sample size. I know you're engaged, Marianne. You got a bunch of people coming to you all the time, bunch of little puppies. So of all employees at the business, only 32% say that they're engaged. So that means that only 32% are actually committed, loyal, and passionate about what they do every day. And that's a shame, right? That's tough. That's a hard fact of reality. So I want to take it one step further, because this is more about, I don't have the Gallup poll backing for this, and I don't know if they've tested for this, and I don't know if they've done the research on this. But it's my belief, using those statistics and what I know about the business that I've been in, it's my belief that only 18% of all employees are concerned with the growth and profit of the business. So how do I derive at this number? Well, we know that the big group, the 68% of people, are not engaged. So if you work for a company and you're not engaged, you don't care about that company, you don't care about the success, you don't care about the profit, you don't care about the growth. You don't care, you're not engaged. You might be punching a time clock and coming to work, but that's all you're doing. So then that leaves the 32% that I was just talking about. Only 32% are engaged. Well, almost half of those, a little less than half of those 32% are actually concerned about the growth and success of the business, actually care. So even the people that are doing the things every day, the people that are engaged with the business, the people that you would call a loyal employee, a committed employee, a passionate employee, a little less than half of those are actually concerned with the growth and success of the business. They are coming to work and are engaged in their work and their position, but whether or not the business thrived or didn't, they're not concerned. So that leaves 18% of all employees in every business, I believe, only 18% of employees actually care or are concerned with the growth and success of the company, of the business. And that's a little bit embarrassing. So let's dive down real quick and identify these 18%. And if you work for a company, if you have employees, whatever the situation is, you know who these 18% are. These 18% are the ones that come to work early and stay late, right? Because they are dedicated to making sure that the business grows and there's success at their business, and they understand that it may take longer than 8 or 9 hours to make that happen. So usually these people are some of the first ones here. The first people to work are that 18%. And they're usually some of the last ones to leave. Right? They're the ones that put it all out there. Go all in, leave it on the field when they're working, when they're accomplishing their targets and goals. So you may recognize those people because they come to work early and stay late. This 18% is also the ones that us as employees as a whole go to when we have a problem or concern or need help with something. Why do we go to this 18%? Because we know that something will be done about our issue, that we will find a resolution, that they will help us when necessary. So we as other employees, we know who the 18% are. Also the 18%, although we go to them, right, we seldom find them in their office because they are out in other departments, other places, out of the store, whatever the case may be, making sure that the business is thriving in every facet, in every area. And you can't always do that from your desk. You can't always do that from your chair. You have to get out there and do it. And that's what the 18% does. We know who these 18% are. If you work at a business, work for a company, I don't care how many employees you have, only 18% of them will, what's up, man? Only 18% of them are actually concerned with the growth and success of the business. So it doesn't matter how many employees you have. If you've got 100 employees, that's only 18 people actually concerned with the growth and success. If you want to cut that in half and you've got 50 employees, that's only 9 people in the whole place care or are concerned about the growth and success of the business. Now, we as other employees don't necessarily find that 18% in leadership or management. Well, let me just back that up a minute. We don't usually find them in management or supervisors or supervisory roles because these 18% are title independent. These 18% may get here early and they may be the custodian, but they want to make sure that this place or your place of business is clean and ready for its clients. And they care and are concerned about the growth and success of the business. This 18% is title independent. It's not always the manager, it's not always the owner, it's not always the supervisor. Of course, if the owner's not concerned, then that business won't remain in business for any real long length of time. But I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how can we get more employee engagement, which as that 32% grows, increases, slides, that 18% should grow, increase, and slide upwards also? That's a very valid question, right? How do we improve employee engagement? There's many options and many solutions to that question. I don't have all the time or all the answers for that now. I will plan on sharing more of this as we go forward. I will say this, however. Theoretically, if we improved the level of employee engagement, if we improved out of 100%, if we, instead of 32 people, if we grew to 35, to 38, to 42, to 45, to 47, to 50, to 56% of employee engagement, this 18% that's actually concerned about the growth and success of the business will naturally increase also. Right? So how do we facilitate this? How do we make employee engagement grow? There's several ways that we'll talk about probably on Friday that I'll point out that. But I will say this today. In regards to the 18% that we all know, remember, how do we identify these people? The 18% that care about the growth and success of the business usually are the first ones here and the last ones to leave. They're usually the ones that other employees know that if I go to this person, I'll get the help, assistance, or my problem solved. And although I go to them a lot, or I may need their assistance, I seldom find them in their office because they're usually out managing, monitoring other departments, other locations, whatever needs to be done for the success and growth of the business to increase profit. They're doing it. Because you can't always run a company from behind your chair or behind your desk in your chair. So when I'm talking about this 18% of people, it starts, the question is, how do we increase the 18%? How do we increase the level of employee engagement from 32% on up? It starts with me, and it starts with you. If you want to increase success in your business, if you want to grow your business, it starts with you. I've given you 3 qualities or traits of this 18%. They arrive to work early and stay late. They're the ones that other employees go to solve problems, get assistance when they have issues. And they're the ones that are seldom stationary behind a desk because they're out there, hands extended, wanting to help others, other departments, wanting to help them flourish. If you want to increase that 18%, it starts with you. You have to make a commitment to yourself that I'm going to become part of that 18%. I'm going to be dedicated. What's up, Chris? What's up, Corey? Appreciate you jumping on. You have to make a commitment to yourself that I'm going to be part of that 18%. Again, if it's 100 employees, there's 32. If it's 50 employees, there's 9. If there's 25 employees at the business, there's 4 or 5. Keep drilling on down. But make a commitment to yourself that I'm going to be part of that 18%. I'm going to change my behavior, change my attitude, change my work ethic. I'm going to do whatever's necessary. Chris, what's up? I'm going to do whatever's necessary to grow this business. I care about the success of this business. That's your challenge today. I know it may be tough because 2/3 of all employees aren't engaged. What does this mean? If they're not committed, if they're not loyal, if they're not passionate, they're never going to fulfill their job description. Right? They're going to be like, always have blinders on, never looking left or right, never seeing what they could do to improve themselves or their work. And then out of that 32%, only 18% of all employees actually care or are concerned with the growth and success of the business. Only 18% are actually concerned with the viability of the products and services that are offered. So how do you increase the 18%? It starts with you. If you make a commitment, if you become more loyal, more passionate about what you do every day, become more engaged, then you can drill down further and become that person that others look towards. And again, it's title independent. It doesn't matter what position you hold at your place of business, you can still be part of that 18%. So, will you do it? Are you part of that 18%? Will you commit to doing more, doing better, being a better person, having a better attitude, all those things that lead towards being concerned with the long-term growth and success of the business? Are you part of that 18%? If not, why not? Thank you for joining me today. I'm Jonathan Sewell, Sales at Bondi's Enterprise Toyota. This is my midday minutes where passion and purpose collide. Looks like I had better internet connection today than yesterday. I hope that follows me all week. I will be back tomorrow with more on employee engagement, and then summarize or come to a close on Friday with a few tips to increase employee engagement. I know this idea kind of blows our mind because for much in history, if you weren't engaged, you didn't earn a living, you just got fired, right? Or you were replaced, or a long time ago, you were probably executed, right? Whatever the case is, employee engagement is a real problem now because we're almost at full employment. Unemployment rates are so low that it's almost classified by economists as full employment. That means that people can find a job anywhere, anytime because it's busting at the seams. That's a good thing, but you also have to make sure that the employees you have are willing to be committed, loyal, and passionate about what they do. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody be safe in the storm. Thanks.